Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. As promised, I got my first flight in today with the Zino Mini Pro. I told you I was going to take it out to the Snake River Canyon and do my first flight out there and send it out over the canyon. Well, I kind of got half of that. I did actually get a very, very short flight out in the canyon, but things didn't work out real great out there. And I got a little frustrated with this guy, but there's a good reason for it. I could not maintain a connection from my mobile device to the drone or to the remote control. It turned out to be these good old Hubsan OTG cables. You know, if you get this drone, the first thing you want to do is throw this cable away and buy a good one on Amazon. Fortunately, as an old Hubsan guy, I've got a few of them laying around, and here's one. I believe I got this one on Amazon some time ago, but get a good high-quality OTG cable. In my case, micro USB to Lightning for my iPhone 11 Pro, and I was able to get a successful flight in. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to roll a little bit of the footage out there at the canyon, and you'll hear the frustration in my voice, and then I'll go ahead and roll the flight that I took at the schoolyard next door. No, it's not as cool of a place to have your first flight, but we did notice some things, and you'll see that in the video. Let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. And it'll tell us the cable is not connected here for a second. Yeah, now we're online. It's saying aircraft disconnected. It's asking for a firmware update. I updated I tried to update the firmware before I left the house, and there was nothing available. So now I get out here in the field in the hot sun, and it's got a firmware update. So I'm going to shut down the camera right now. I'm going to take the drone over to my car and see if we can get this thing updated. Okay. So I went into my car, I did a firmware upgrade. Now it's asking for another upgrade. It updated the remote control. It wouldn't do the aircraft. Now it's saying it wants to do the aircraft. So we'll get this done sooner or later, folks. Bear with me and we'll get this bird in the air. Okay, I've got everything fired back up here. Yeah, okay, so we finally got connected, and it gives us, I like this page, it gives us an aircraft status list, and you can see the camera parameters were updated today. That's the upgrade that you just saw me do. It didn't say anything about active track, creative video, or precision landing, so we'll look in the app when we get in there. So a little bit of an auspicious start here. So for now, we're connected. Now you see disconnected there. Typical Hubsan. Hey, now it's all of a sudden it's connected again. Anyway, yeah, so it's connected, connecting and disconnecting. Abnormal communication, and then disconnected. So yeah, don't know what's going on. Let me shut it all down and we'll try this again. We may or may not get a flight in with this guy. Hey, okay, I tried using the cable from my Mini SE, but it wouldn't fit in. This thing is deep enough in here that it wouldn't fit in there, so I couldn't get a connection. And I've got a bunch of other cables, none of them micro USB to Lightning like I need for my iPhone. Boy, I had a lot of other possibilities, but not the one I needed. So I don't know if it's this cable. I don't know what it is. I've had that issue with Hubsan drones in the past, with my Zino 2, with my Zino 2 Plus, and I think even my original Zino. I ended up getting an aftermarket cable. I probably should have, in anticipation, should have maybe done that for this, but in any case, I'm going to try this one more time, and let's see if we can get this drone in the air. If we can't, we'll call it a bust, and I'll just do a little conclusion. Okay, so far so good. It's saying ready to fly. I don't know, maybe it just needed a reboot. GPS, let's quit messing around, and let's see if we can take off here. And I did that on the app. Yeah, so let me turn on obstacle avoidance. That is on. and it's detecting us. I'm going to turn it off while we're, but we know it works. I'm going to turn it off while we're looking, where we're this close to the camera. You know, there's a little bit of a wind. You can see it moving around there. I'm not touching the sticks, and it's moving around. So, but not bad. I'd say that's pretty good. Let's switch it into video mode. And now the good old USB disconnected, but then it came back. I don't know, folks. Poor signal. Please adjust the antenna. Trust. Aircraft disconnected. And it's landing. Yeah, it landed in the dirt. That's good for it. Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I just got back from the Snake River Canyon, tried to fly the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro, did not have good luck. I could not maintain a connection from the drone to my mobile device, or maybe from the RC to my mobile device. So anyway, you will have probably seen that video already. But this is the same day. I'm out at the school that's pretty close to my house, and I've got some pavement here, a little better environment. I got some shade where I can mess around with it a little bit. I also brought an aftermarket OTG cable. This is a cable that I've used on other Hubsan drones, so it's known good, and we're going to try it out and see if we can actually get a flight in with this guy. Okay, I've got the Hubsan 2 app fired up, and have to trust this computer, and it's asking me for a calibration, so we'll do that. Calibration successful, it says. So far so good. It says preparing to take off, ready to fly. So it appears we have a good connection. You know, this is much farther than I got. So I'm saying that it could very well be the OTG cable. Let's go look at the safety menu. And I did, if you guys saw that previous video, I ended up, I had checked before I left, there were no updates. As soon as I got out there by the rim of the canyon, there were a couple updates, so I did them out there. But to my knowledge, all that did was allowed me to have the camera settings that weren't in there. Active track, creative video, a search for drone apron or precision landing were not part of that upload. So in any case, it says we're connected. Aircraft is connected. And as you know, I was not getting this far previously, so I'm saying that OTG cable was the issue, is how it appears. Compass is normal. Gyroscope and accelerometer are normal. Gimbal is normal. And we've got 88% battery because I was messing around so much out there in the field out by the Snake River Canyon. So looks like we're good to go. And I guess we can't start the camera until we take off. So looks like we're good. Let's take off on the app here.
Non-obstacle avoidance mode.
And there it is.
Please
We're in
fly with
non-obstacle avoidance mode. So before we do anything, let's switch to video mode. And let's take a look at our camera functions. And it's in auto. Yeah, there is manual mode. So let's go back into auto. So let's see, where is it telling me I am, let's look in here. Let's go to gimbal, nope. So I guess what I'm looking for is to make sure that we are in 4K 60. So let's go back into that menu again. Oh, there we go. I needed to click on the camera icon there. So it is. It's in 4K, excuse me, I said 60, 4K 30 frames per second. So that's where it's set. That's where we want to be. Let's start recording now. So it's recording. The drone looks nice and stable. This is a much better experience than I had out there on the rim of the canyon. The drone seems to be doing just fine. So let's turn it around here before we, and I don't know what mode we're in here, but I can tell you the yaw is awful slow. Let me see if I can tell. Yeah, normal mode. If you look at that N at the top of the camera there, and the yaw's awful slow, which I'm actually okay with. So let's bring it in. This is pretty good. Look at this. That gimbal is operating like it should. Let's tip it back. Yeah, gimbal is operating normally. FPV looks good. Let's go ahead and turn on that obstacle avoidance. And I did update that. I did the calibration on obstacle avoidance. So it's on, but it's not. Yeah, it's starting to beep at us a little bit now. So anyway, let's do our usual droning. I'm gonna have to be careful here because there are some cars around, but and we're in the middle of some trees. This isn't my usual spot that I like to take off from, but let's reverse, and we're gonna hit that up stick pretty hard here. Make sure we get above the trees. Let me bring that camera down just a little bit, and yeah, let's get up about 25 meters. There's 30 meters, I guess we are here, but there were some trees behind me, so I want to make sure. And you know, we've got a little bit of a crooked horizon there, if you can see. And I know there's an adjustment on this guy, but we're not going to mess with that yet. Let's see. Looks to me like it's starting to flatten out. Let's reverse back here. And you know, speed-wise, we're in normal mode, but it's not going. You know, that's only in reverse, 3 meters per second. I'm looking at the drone; it's not going very darn fast. So even though it says normal mode, it makes me think that it's in, they call it F or cinema mode or movie mode or whatever. So that's sport mode. Let's move forward in sport mode. And looks like that horizon is straightened out. I'm going to go ahead and get us back to the rule of thirds there, and that horizon's perfectly flat now. So we're in sport mode. Moving forward at pretty darn quick, 15, yeah, about 15.5 meters per second. So that's pretty good. That's well over 30 miles an hour. That's in the same range as what you would get with the DJI Mini 2. Mini 2, I think, will do, I believe, 16 meters per second. So let's go right over the top of us here. And you can see me, I'm down in that parking lot down there. The spot where I usually fly from, there were a bunch of cars there, so I just wanted to avoid that. Looks like the teachers are getting their classrooms ready for school to start. School is not in here. You know, I got to tell you, so far so good here. I think my problems out there at the canyon had to do with that OTG cable. Okay, so here we are. Let's go back into normal mode. That's film mode. Let's go into normal mode. And let's see if we can just do an orbit around this guy. It's a manual orbit. And you're hearing background noise. There's a mini bike, a little scooter going by there. One of those scooters with a lawnmower engine on it. And I thought it would be a kid, but it's an old guy. Anyway, geez, I like the controls here. Look at this. This is all just a manual rotation, so we did fine there. I think we can, I don't see anybody close to, we can go over the top of the tower here. And then let's go over to the school. I think we can, there's nobody outside there, so we're good to go there. Let's get that usual picture that I get here over the top of the school. And again, this is normal mode. Fairly slow, 5.6 meters per second. So it's not a speed demon in normal mode. So if you're going to want to make up any time, because I think the I think the Mini 2 would go about 10 meters per second in their version of normal mode. Okay, so here we are above the school, and you guys have seen this picture. We got so much smoke in the valley that you know, you can't really see the Boise front there very well, but I like showing this because you see the horizon, you see you know, there's some color in the foreground and midground there, so I think it's a good just a good way to look with the camera. So I'm going to stop recording, and we're going to switch to photo mode, and we're going to take a picture. So we'll see what that looks like. Let's go ahead and turn the drone around, and you know, whatever issues we had with the horizon seem to have taken care of themselves. So that's a good thing. Hubsan has always been pretty good with their horizons. You know, they have not had that problem with the tilted horizon that FEMI has. So guys, I am sorry, this is not the video or the flight that I intended to give you for the first flight with this bird, the first real flight, but it's where we're at, and you know, everything seems to be working as it should now, so no doubt it was that cable. But you know, for what I paid for this drone, I mean, you would think that Hubsan could afford to put decent cables on their product. It was very frustrating to get out there in the field and have that problem. I'd had, when I was doing the calibrations the day before, I'd had a couple of disconnections there, but I just kind of attributed it to, you know, I was messing around with the drone and controller, picking things up, moving them around, and I thought maybe that might have been it. But clearly I should have had the foresight when I was out at the canyon to bring another cable with me, because like I said, everything seems to be working well now. Okay, let's go back into sport mode here, because it is awful slow in normal mode, and I'm gonna go, let's just test that gimbal to see if we get any gimbal pitch shift. So I'm gonna go full forward now. And nope, that gimbal is staying nice and steady. And we are almost up to 16 meters per second. Yeah, a little over 16. So, you know, that's 33, 34 miles per hour. That's pretty darn good. And we're not going to go over the street there. And messing around here in sport mode, the controls are definitely more sensitive. Let's go out to the other corner here. I hear a guy messing around on his little mini bike or tote goat or whatever you want to call it. So we'll see if we can get a picture of him out here in the field. I can hear him, but I don't see him. Okay, so let's mess around here with the zoom. Let me get down, and I'm going to tilt the camera down here to where I'm at in the parking lot. And if I understand it correctly, if I hold the function button down, I should be able to zoom with, there we go. Look at that. Hold down the function button, and with the scroll wheel that controls the gimbal, you can zoom in up to 6 times. There, it's fairly slow, which I see as a good thing. I'm going to turn around here. So yeah, there is 5 times, 6 times digital zoom. I can even see on FPV that there, you know, there's a little bit, that's a little bit pixelated in 6 times. The detail goes away, but overall, I'd say that's a good thing. That's a handy little feature. And like I said, similar to DJI with their minis, you just hold down the function button and use the scroll wheel. You can also use, I think, well, let's try it. Let's try tapping on the app, the zoom. Yeah, I know you can move it with your finger, but let's try tapping it. Yeah, no, that doesn't do anything. So with my finger, yeah, there with my finger, I can move it however I want. So, yeah, so you can either on your touch screen move it or use the scroll wheel. I would say the scroll wheel is preferable. And I believe that's something that that came with today's update. So, let's bring it down here and forward. I'll see if I can avoid all these trees and light poles, etc. And bring it down, and maybe we can try out that obstacle avoidance a little bit. And you know, I'm looking at the drone above me, looking good. So I'm going to go back into normal mode. Well, that's F, and that's cinema mode or what. I don't know what the F stands for, but anyway, let's bring the drone back down. We're in normal mode now. Let me spin it around here, and boy, that's a slow yaw. But look, that obstacle avoidance is working. It's already seeing things. So let's get it behind my my Tahoe here, and let's move it forward. So that was me stopping it. I didn't have the drone low enough. It would have gone over the top. So let me screw up my courage here, and let's try this again. So moving straight forward. Boy, I don't know. It's oh, the obstacle avoidance is off. Okay, that's what's, no, it's on. There, it's off. Now it's on. I'm just telling you, it didn't appear to be stopping. So I'm gonna put it in super slow mode. Switch to film mode. Let's see. Now, I mean, I know it's supposed to brake, but I'm telling you, I am confident that it would fly. Yeah, it would fly right into the back of my truck. So, oh, you know what? Maybe I need to go into the app and turn on, where did I see that at? There's a, well, let's turn, no, you can't do that yet. Anti-wind mode. Automatic brake is on. I don't know. Let me turn it off and turn it back on. So that is on in the app. And I'm going to, we're on here, but I'm going to show you guys. Well, there, it stopped there that time. Okay, let me back it up again. Let's try that again. I'm nervous here, guys, because it would have just flown right into my pickup. Oh, there, it's starting to stop. So I don't know what the issue was there earlier, but it's about, you know, and I did the whole calibration thing. It's about, well, I don't know. I'm going to stand in front of the Tahoe here. It's pretty darn close. I'm staring right at the drone. So let's do that one more time. Yes. Yeah, so it's moving forward. Yeah, there, and it finally stopped. Okay. And you can see on the screen there, you can see where it's seeing an object. Okay, let's back it up and let's go back into normal mode. And you can hear it beeping, but it isn't stopping. So let's go back into normal mode. And got far enough away that the beeping stopped. Temperature of the aircraft is too high. Have been automatically turned off. Huh. Fill light has been switched to automatic mode. Well, that is interesting. It is, it's not terribly hot today. So I don't know what that's about, but I guess be aware of that too. I guess what I realized here is I didn't start recording again, did I? Temperature of the aircraft and the video recording is forbidden. Gosh, guys, I don't know what to say. I've just been hovering here, so I guess you can't hover with it too long. And it's, you know, it's probably in the mid 80s today. So maybe I was video recording. Battery levels at 30%. Let's go back into sport mode here because it is so blessed slow, and let's see if we can cool it off a little bit up in the air. There, let me record again. So just hovering around there. So I'm telling you, it heated it up to where it shut off video, and we were just hovering, you know, testing out the obstacle avoidance. And like I said, it's probably I showed it on UAV forecast. I think it was 85 degrees or maybe even less than that. Yeah, I don't know. Okie dokie. Let's go into the menu here. Wow, that's a quick yaw. You know, in sport mode, there doesn't seem to be any middle, so hopefully there's an adjustment there that we can get someplace between normal mode and sport mode, because it's, well, now there it's doing a little better. See, earlier in normal mode, it would not go that fast. So, that, guys, I don't know what's going on. Let's go full stick forward. Normal mode. Yeah, that's pretty good. 8 meters per second. Earlier I couldn't. Yeah, almost 10. Earlier I couldn't do that. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I want to look through the menu here real quick. So we're going to hold right there for a second, and let's see what's available and what isn't. So hyperlapse, that is not available. Waypoints should be available. Yep, waypoints are there. We're not going to do that
Low
right now.
battery warning.
Yeah, it's
The
ready
drone
to.
is under
I'm
return
going to
to
cancel
home
return.
soon.
We're going to go back into here. Let's get out of that. We're going to go back into here and look at orbit mode. Yeah, and it won't, because the battery level is too low. It won't let us do it. But let's go ahead and look at the follow mode. And that is there. I don't know about active track, but yeah, you know what? I've got another battery, so we'll throw another battery in it. And let me tell you, I don't know how long we've been flying, but it certainly wasn't 40 minutes, that's for sure. Although, like I said, I had messed around with it a lot earlier today with this battery in there. Okay, let's go back in again. Creative video, it says that's not available. And line fly mode, that's one of my favorite little deals, and that's not available either. Hubsan does pretty good with their intelligent flight modes, so yeah, maybe we can try some of that out on another flight. So I think I am not going to push my luck today. Let's go ahead. We are not very far from home, and it already tried to go. It's down to 19%. So I don't know. Let's do a return to home. What the heck? And takeoff point.
Return to home.
So let's see what we got here. But that was funny. I've got eyes on the drone. It was funny just, yeah, and it's, oh, there it turned around. Oh, it was going up to its 50-meter height. There we go. So there we are down there. It was funny just hovering it around here. It overheated very, very quickly. So there's a lot going on in this guy. And, you know, we parked, it's right over the top of me. Yeah, maybe, we'll see. As long as it doesn't land on top of my truck or something, we'll be just fine. Or, yeah, I don't trust it there. I'm afraid it was coming down on that, where that tree would be. So let's bring it down.
Low battery warning. The drone is under return to home soon.
Yeah, and it was wanting to return again. Let's spin it around here and look at us. Pick up that gimbal, sorry about that. We're down to 15% battery, so it's not like we're going to run out of battery here. So there we are. Let's bring it in closer here. So there you can see it. I got it in front of the camera again, and then I have to say, it hovers really well, and you know, it's more stable than any other Hubsan drone that I've ever flown. So I'll say that. Let's go ahead and land it. So I'm going to pull the left stick all the way down, put it in landing mode.
Landing.
And there we go.
FPV has been turned off. It will turn on automatically after the aircraft takes off.
Yeah, so it's giving us that little message there. So I'm assuming that it stopped recording on its own. Yeah, so we're just seeing the same picture, and FPV is off. So let me shut everything down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey guys, just very quickly, I'm telling you, I see why they have that cage. This is I cannot keep my fingers on that. That bottom of that thing is too hot to the touch. So keep that in mind. That's why they have that cage. And I mean, I think you're okay. But what I would say is just be cognizant of it. I don't think you need to fly with that cage on there, but understand, like I said, today's moderate temperature in the 80s, and we got a little bit of a breeze, but it still got very, very hot. So, and then you saw it overheated when we were just hovering around here down low. So just keep that in mind. Hey, okay, everybody, this is not the first flight that I would have chosen, or actually the second flight, if you want to call it that. You've already seen that little bit out at the Snake River Canyon where I just couldn't maintain a connection to the drone. And evidently it was the Hubsan supplied OTG cable, because I put this aftermarket one on, and boy, don't I wish I would have taken one with me when I went out there to the canyon. I sure should have, but I didn't. But anyway, not a problem then. As soon as I put this thing on, not a problem. Okay, some obvious things on this flight that I noticed. That I'm not so sure about the obstacle avoidance. I think that like the first couple times I've tried it, I'm telling you, I think I could have flown it right into the back of my pickup. I don't think it would have stopped. It was beeping. I put it in cine mode or film mode, whatever they call it, F on here, film mode, I guess they call that. And I did get it to stop just a few feet from my pickup, or from my Tahoe. Then as it was hovering, and we'd been hovering around a little bit, it overheated and it quit recording and it disabled obstacle avoidance. So bear that in mind. I'm thinking if you're in a high temp environment, if you're someplace where the temperatures are warm, yeah, this guy's going to be, you might have some issues. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, it's a fairly moderate day here. It's not like it's a 100-degree day or anything. And then after that, as soon as I took off and flew the drone out a little bit, it cooled off enough that I was able to start recording again, etc. So those are just things to keep in mind. The zoom function works really well. Again, you hold down the function button and use the scroll wheel. You can do 6x zoom. You guys will have seen it off the SD card already. I haven't yet, so you can kind of judge the quality there. But yeah, I mean, let's hope that they keep, that Hubsan keeps improving and coming up with firmware updates so that we can use all the functions on this drone. They really need to do that. So to, you know, because like I said, we paid full price for this baby. It's more expensive than the same DJI drone. So yeah, I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one. the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro. You got to get that name right. All right, see you guys later.